Hello,
there
sir.
he is, Gene Simmons. And he's looking very rock and roll today. Leather vest.
Yeah.
Hey, Norton,
How you
come
doing,
on
buddy?
upstairs.
How are you?
Deliriously happy. Oh, now you're serious.
No, I'm happy to see you.
Usually it's just jokes and that. Norton, come on, you're doing Audrey Meadows stuff, but nothing. Today it's like, Gene, how are you?
Well, he's running the show now.
I know, so
he
I
has
have to be
important.
responsible.
And you lost your job
He's
at,
giving you a fist bump, Jim. Jim, you're leaving Gene Simmons hanging.
And all the
Jim, you're not fist bumping Gene Simmons.
Why didn't?
Well,
That's
yeah.
a hello.
I thought he was a germaphobe.
He's pretty bummed.
That's why you
That's why
fist
you fist bump.
No, I'm not. I just don't want to get catch cold. Actually, truthfully, I stopped shaking hands, and not that I'm a germaphobe or anything, but I won't take dick in my mouth. But otherwise,
That's where you and I part company.
that was a joke, right? And in all seriousness, no,
It wasn't.
but I stopped doing it, and I haven't been sick in 5 years. Literally, I mean, when you think about
So what do you do at meet and greets when they want to shake a hand? You just
For
give them a fist
$1,000?
bump?
You fist bump?
1,500.
Oh,
No, that's true.
I know.
But what if somebody buys the $50,000 version of the Gene Simmons vault where you go to their house?
Yeah, but that's incorrect. That's actually fake news.
Is it?
None of that's true.
Tell me, what's the deal here?
Well, I will if you don't suck up the oxygen from the room. So it goes
Thank you
something
very
like
much,
this.
Gene. He
Thank
does that a
you.
lot.
No, come on upstairs. So here's what's going on.
Okay.
So there's the largest box set of all time called the Gene Simmons Vault.com. So you go to GeneSimmonsVault.com, you'll find out. Inside is 50 years of unreleased tracks from 1966 in the 20th century all the way to 2016.
Why were they unreleased?
Well, I'm just a busy guy, and I'm sure there are clothes in your closet you never wore.
Not me. But I don't have a vault full of clothes either.
So that's why I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly,
Right.
Sam. It's not about you and your
So-
closet.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
He's more eclectic than
But
I
he
am.
came out of there. Oh, that's good.
No, he's still in.
Exactly.
So 150 tunes that have never been released over the years from 66 until 2016. Some of the songs I co-wrote with Bob Dylan, they're in there. The actual songwriting experience of Bob and I just strumming away and doing stuff, that's in there. I found Van Halen, 3 tracks we're playing together, the Van Halen brothers and I, that's in there. Joe Perry playing on Mongoloid Man from 1978, which I wrote, is in there. Old original versions of Calling Dr. Love, Christine 16, all those things are all in there. Tons and tons of stuff, but what nobody has ever done, which I can afford to do, and because I want to give back to the fans, now that KISS is the #1 American Gold Record Award-winning group of all time in all categories, is I'm going to pay for myself to get on jets and go around the world, and I will hand deliver every single vault to anyone who buys it. They go for $2,000. 2 iPhones will get you Gene Simmons flying to New Zealand or Zimbabwe or wherever you get it. We have to find a convenient time, obviously, and there's got to be more than one of you buying it. Otherwise, I'll go poor before you will, because you're a rich son of a bitch, aren't you?
I do okay. I'm not
Jim
Gene
does very
Simmons
well.
rich, but I'm okay.
All right.
Well,
I do better than I
he's never
should.
been married, so he hasn't lost any of his money.
No, okay.
That helps.
That was today's...
He's never been married. His lifestyle only recently has allowed him to be married. So.
Yes.
So, Jim is straight?
Jim is he's gender fluid.
Yeah, you know.
Gender fluid.
Yeah, he's married
I
2017.
just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah, Jim is gender
That's right.
fluid.
I'd
Hey,
rather
what-
throw up a little bit in your mouth, but that's another story.
I wouldn't allow that from many people, but from you, I'd probably tolerate it.
So,
Can I ask you a question about the stuff you do with Van Halen, with Bob Dylan? Was that originally supposed to go on like Kiss records, or was that supposed to be solo stuff, or was that supposed to be on Bob's or Van Halen stuff?
because I don't drink and don't get high and don't do any of that stuff, so I'm always, every day is busy. And there are literally hundreds of tunes I've written over the years and extra books that have never been published and all. But I keep everything.
You do.
So there was no intention for anything. It's just linear. You go along the road and you pick up stuff and you do stuff, and then later on you try to figure out who, what, when, where, and how.
Right, but you just you do the work when you have an
And
opportunity
then
to
you
do it.
figure out what, like when I had time, I wrote another book. So there's another book waiting in the wings. There's another magazine coming up called Mogul, which I'm doing. I got hired by McLaren, the car company, and Michael's, the hobby store company. And you don't have enough hours in the day. And so it's not linear thinking. It's more, you do a lot of stuff and you keep busy, and then you figure out where to put it, and all that.
What's the longest you'll take off without doing anything? Where you'll go like, I don't want to work. I just want a vacation. I don't want to think about Kiss. I don't want to think about like this project. Like, what's the longest you'll give yourself to just kind of do that?
I'm 68, and boy, do I look good.
Yeah, sure do.
But
I was saying that before you came in. Was I not?
Yeah. Truthfully, I'm straight, Jim.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I say with
Gender fluid.
Gender fluid. He's gender fluid.
That's not an appetizing idea at all. I mean, I love my gay brothers and sisters and LGBT,
He's not gay.
XYZ,
Not
PTA,
gay.
but gender fluid, I don't even know what that means. The fluid part scares me.
Yeah, it should fluid. It does kind of scare because it sounds like a physical thing instead
No,
of
you're gender fluid.
You're
Don't
not.
let-
You're not sure.
He's sure. He thinks.
yeah.
Caitlin-ish.
Jim thinks that
Oh, no,
gender.
I'm not like Caitlin, no.
Jim thinks that gender exists on a spectrum, and so
You guys are using big words in the morning.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. I don't even know what
so
that means.
The answer is I literally haven't taken a vacation ever. I don't. Why would you? Like whatever it is you like eating, if you want to be trapped in a bakery and stuffing your gourd with jelly rolls and stuff. So when you want to take some time off, what are you talking about? I love this.
Sometimes creatively though, like just doing stand, there's times where I get into like a thing where you burn out and I start almost feeding on myself
But
and like
you're
I help to
always
relax.
talking about one thing, respectfully. You know, you're as a comic, you want to do the comic, and you want to do the comic and the comic. You know, I'm starting 2 family offices, and I'll explain to you later what that is. You know, asset management, minimizing tax exposure and legal exposure for high-end families. I do publishing. I just launched a book imprint for myself and Kiss. So it's pop culture. I do corporate speaking. So I do a lot of stuff. I play in a band, but I've also got a side band, the Gene Simmons Band, which is going to South America and Japan. And my hand is waving in front of my face for no particular reason. There's no.
Those guys are great. I know those guys. Your backing band, your solo band. Those guys are amazing. They're guys
very
from
good.
Nashville.
Yeah, they're very good. And they love getting up on stage. So the idea that a day goes by. Well, look, let me ask you something. So you got 24 hours left of life. God secretly told you. What are you going to do? Watch I Love Lucy reruns or binge watch something and then die? Or are you going to do cool stuff?
I don't think you'd enjoy my answer, but I'm going to do it for the next 24 hours.
You're going to sit by the beach and do nothing?
It's going to be binge watching, but his right hand will be busy.
Yes.
It's not what I call binge. But
My left hand too, finger insertion.
But certainly, because it's a double fister. Yeah, I know. So please answer the question.
What am I going to do? That's a really tough question. It depends if I would have access to the girl I'm dating. I might want to spend it with her. If I could get on stage, I might want to go up on stage.
Good. That's a good answer.
That's
In
a
other
very
words,
tough
you want
thing.
to do something.
You want to do
because
something.
if your body stands still, your body goes soft. Use it or lose it, and then your heart dies, and you die. Nature has not designed us or water. By the way, running water is the healthiest water. If it stays still, it gets rotten and stuff. So you got to keep moving. Life, as we know it, are like sharks in the water. You have to keep moving, even just to force the water through your gills so you can get oxygen. Sharks drown. Did you know that?
Yeah, if they stop
don't
moving,
move,
right?
If they stop moving, they die.
We got lungs, though.
They do too, but they have to keep forcing the water through their lungs to keep moving. But movement itself is important. You put a gerbil in a cage, not up your ass. And
Jim has a personal cage.
I don't care for gerbils, but I get it.
It's safe. Nobody's trying to. There are no
Sure.
predators. It gets plenty to eat, but give it a goddamn wheel so it can go around and keep moving.
Do something, yeah.
You're alive. You have to keep moving. So the idea of vacation is like a bad version of death to me.
What
to
happens if
stop.
your family wants you to go on vacation with?
The answer is no.
Nice.
Really, just put
Yeah,
your
you
foot
want to
down.
go to Hawaii and stuff? Cool. I'll buy Hawaii. You go do whatever you want.
I have a question for you too about you're talking about like as you get you're 68 and as you move on in life. I've watched a lot of your interviews recently, so I wanted to know this. You seem like you've changed a little bit. Are you more emotional now?
Oh, yeah.
Than you were, and like I watched you in the Dan Rather interview. I've watched you talking about a lot of things, and you seem to get really moved very easily. And is that something that you always kind of kept private from people?
Yes.
Or has it kind of happened more as you've gotten older and seen your family grow and all that stuff?
The answer is yes to everything because when we're sort of trained that way, we're the male of the species. You step on a girl's thing or you hurt her feelings, she starts to cry. So they're very open with our emotions. We get hurt too, but the guys next to us kind of go, hey, what's wrong with you? So you build up that armor. And we always try to be tougher, pain doesn't hurt us and words don't hurt us and stuff like that. And then when you become a man, more and more as you get older, I think you get to be your true self when you're the closer you are to death, the more easy the emotions ring true. And when they ring true, at that point you don't care. So I'm 68. I didn't really start to open up to myself until I revisited Israel and went to my father's grave, who sadly I never visited when he died. I was too arrogant and selfish and all that. And Shannon, who I've been with for 35 years. I mean, look, guys are assholes. Me too. I've been arrogant and selfish. And where are you going? Where am I going? Bitch, who wants to know? All that stuff. And at 62, I decided to get married for the first time in my life. We have 2 great kids and all that stuff. Guys are not nice. We are not designed, it seems, to be loving and caring. Look at how many fathers run away from their family and just abandon them. And some of our, brother and brethren, other cultures and stuff, single families are rampant. 80% of males don't exist in some cultures. 80%. That means women are left holding the bag. They've got to raise the kids, do all that. So when I hear my mother talking, who survived Nazi Germany at age 14 in the concentration camps, and when I hear my kids talking, and when I see the red, white, and blue, when I see that, I get choked up.
Absolutely.
Even now,
you're
it's
a real.
starting.
You're a real. No, I've said this about you before. You're a real patriot. Like I've seen very few people in public life who comfortably and lovingly talk about America the way you do. You really love this country.
How could you not? As a first-generation immigrant, legal, I have to say, because there's a difference. There are more illegal immigrants in America than there are people, men, women, and children, in most of the countries on planet Earth. Is that a statistic that's shocking? Yeah, actually it is. And if they were from Sweden, I guess you couldn't say racist, right? But
right.
America would still, under the law, say, we got to deport you because you're here illegally. So don't get me started on that. By the way, I'll bring up the wall. People are arguing up and down, and I think the president is going to build a wall, whether we like it or not. Some people like it, some people don't. Our wonderful Pope, if you're Roman Catholic or not, the Pope's a great guy, and he, I think, perhaps emotionally came out against it, said this is inhumane stuff and all that, except for the fact that the Vatican has a huge wall around it. So it's good for the Vatican, but not good for America. But actually, walls work.
Yeah, they do.
They always have, for good reasons and bad reasons. The Mongols were stopped for 1,000 years. Even the Berlin Wall, the bad guys built a wall, but the East Germans couldn't get out. There's a war between Palestine and Israel, and it actually works. It may not be humane. Maybe people's feelings are hurt, but it works.
What do you think of the idea that the symbolism of it is against America's message of "Give me your tired, your weak, your blah blah blah"?
It is.
It's against that.
It is, but I don't think once upon a time, a penny saved is a penny earned actually meant something, but it is not true today. That was Benjamin Franklin. Mm-hmm. I was a 6th grade teacher. It is untrue today because that phrase was created when we didn't have taxes. No. A penny saved is 2 pennies earned. At the highest tax bracket, you've got to earn twice as much to wind up with a penny. So, a lot of those things. And also, we're told that the 10 Commandments says, do not kill. It actually doesn't say that. I speak Hebrew. I'm from the land of the people who gave you the book in the first place, the Bible. It actually says, do not murder. With main difference between that is,
sure.
Do not murder means something. Do not kill means you can't have cops. You can't kill somebody
right.
for trying to kill your children, stuff like that. How did we get onto this?
Are you still? I wanted to ask you too. Are you still speaking Mandarin Chinese?
I never have.
You were trying to.
I wanted to. Ni hao and xie xie and all that. Very difficult.
It is, right?
John Cena can do it.
Yeah.
Can he?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a man now. But
why were you feeling gender fluid for a little bit after your...
Wow.
So I want to ask about the vault. Where did this news of the $50,000 thing that doesn't exist at all?
No, it does exist, but people misunderstand. Here's the bottom line.
Right.
I will fly on my dime with the insurance and the lawyers, and it's my cost because I've done well in life, and I will hand deliver the largest box set of all time into your sweaty paws, no matter where you're from. We got to find the right time and convenient and all that stuff. That's statement of fact. Then there are other ways that you can get involved if you want special, items. For today, we're going to be at Electric Lady Studios with somebody who wants to be part of the producer experience. Producer experience is you sit with me privately, and we do focus. I play you the entire 150 songs, or as many as you can get through, because it'll take, over 12 hours straight without bathroom break or anything. It's a lot of music. And you may not like a song, move it to this, or the fade's too long and stuff like that. So I listen to what executive producers say, and then you get your name in the box set. Yeah, name is actually engraved in there for all the units that are going out. That's the producer experience. You can plug that, you can press that button. That's $25K. There's only going to be a handful of people that are going to do that.
What if he messes up a song? What if you think the song is perfect and some guy's like, no, I think it should be better this way?
There'll be more than one executive producers, and I'll listen to them the same way that Spielberg does a focus group, and they tell him, there could be 100 people saying, I don't like the end, make it happy instead of sad. He makes it happy. You listen to the bosses, because I may not, I'm too close to it. I've been close to it for 50 years. And here's the $50,000 one. When I was a kid, I couldn't ask Paul McCartney to come over. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go see him tonight.
Oh. Where's he playing? A gig, you mean?
No, we're going to hang out and have some Jell-O pudding. No, he's at the Garden.
Oh, okay. Have you ever hung out with him?
Yeah.
And were you awed by him when you met him?
Oh, yeah.
You were?
A real gentleman. It's interesting when you become, the gods that walk the earth, and you have the humility and humbleness to walk up to, the guy opening the door and say, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Just normal stuff.
To digress for 1 second, did you ever meet Chuck Berry? I saw your eulogy of him, which was really beautiful, but did you ever talk to him and tell him how you felt about him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so that's nice. You did get that.
But if it wasn't for Chuck, there'd be no electric guitar and stuff. He was the guy.
Right.
Stones and everybody else, Hendrix, everybody. And when I went to his funeral, the family asked me to do the eulogy. I didn't prepare anything. I just got all choked up because Chuck is literally right in front of me in the open casket with the guitar on there. And there wasn't a single other rocker from any level. Nobody.
You're kidding.
The messages came in from Paul McCartney, from Bill Clinton, everybody else. Nobody was there, and I was shocked.
When I saw that clip, I assumed that Gene was one of 10 guys that went up. I didn't know.
Nobody else.
So when you first met him, were you at least, did he know who you were? And
yeah.
Did you thank him for all he had? That's always a nice thing you could say that to somebody.
I mumbled because it's like Ralph Cramden when he talks to Norton. You
Yeah.
see what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just the amazing history, because when Chuck started, it was race music. You couldn't even hear the music on white radio. People don't know that. That wasn't a long time ago.
Right.
And so rock and roll wouldn't have been here without Chuck, Little Richard, Fats Domino, the guys that invented it, really, and took it from before them.
Did you ever see some of the internet videos with Chuck Berry?
Yeah, he had some embarrassing.
I know the stories and the stuff. But
so you would have talked to Chuck about certain things, and he and I would have connected on others.
That's right.
Let those who are without sin. But
sure.
Here's the $50,000 one. So
yes,
and the Beatles came out. And I loved the band, and I bought the records. But they were far away. It was a record company or a store that would give it to you, so there was no connection. I couldn't dream of Paul McCartney coming to my house or hanging out at the bingo hall with me and with 20 of my closest friends. So I wanted to change that. Before the Kiss thing stops and before I get off the road, and while I still have a hair left on my head and lots more on my back now, you can have a Gene Simmons home experience. I'll come to your home. I'll hang out with you, pet the dog, or mount the dog, whatever you prefer. In front of your children, of course. And karaoke, schmarioke. You decide what the party's going to be. But it's a Gene Simmons party at your home. You take care of everything else. I'll fly in at my dime and, ensure the right thing and all that. And nothing's cheap, and it's all expensive for me, too. If I'm going to New Zealand to go to a party, I'm not going to make it a dime. But before this is through, I've got to do this for me, thanking the fans for making my goddamn life possible. Because if they weren't here, I'd be asking the next person in line, would you like some fries with that? When you get the keys to the kingdom and you're clear, some little 15-year-old kid gave it to you who's now 40 and 50 years old, don't you want to go up and grab him by the shoulders and say, you don't know what you've meant to me and my family, and through you I've been able to create jobs and do other things and give to philanthropy. You're the ones that did this. So that's what I'm going to do. It's
and
like
you
a
see young
personal
kids at your
mission.
shows, too. It's like parents will bring their children. So it's like a really crazy...
Some give them to me.
Would you give the kids?
Do you ever worry or get creeped out by stories that fans tell you?
About?
Just about how much you or Kiss means to them.
Well, yeah, because sometimes it goes. The word fan comes from the word fanatic, and in the early days of girls showing, before AIDS, I remember one story very quickly.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. I look through. It's Indianapolis. I happen to remember because I've never been high or drunk. And I've got my towel around me because I just came out of the shower. You really can't come in. I've got to catch an early morning flight. And please, I got it. And she's cute, so I'm going, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why can't you be nice to somebody?
For the fans, yeah.
Spread the love. Or just spread. And so she comes in. I said, you can't stay long. I've got to get up 6 a.m. or whatever. Oh, don't worry. And so, boom, boom, wham, bam, and all that. And so when it's time going, it was lovely to have seen you, and I look forward to seeing you again, whatever your name is. And I hope to see you again. Good night. And she gets up, and she's got a slave bracelet around her thing. They used to call it that, jewelry around her waist. Can I show you something before I go? Yeah, sure. So she takes out a little Persian carpet, puts it on the floor, about 4 feet long, and takes out these little candelabras and lights candles. And I'm going, oh, she's going to do a handstand or something. So I prop myself up to see it. And then she gets on her knees all naked and goes, "Oh, Prince of Darkness, what will you have me do?" And I'm just, hubba, hubba. Well, so I couldn't think of anything. I'm telling you the truth. So I said, first thing that came to my mind, go up to where the roadies are. They're having a party and drinking, on the 14th floor. You'll find the room. And blow everybody, or whatever I've said. So I didn't hear anything about it. I went to sleep, got up, blah, blah, blah. The next day, we're in Terre Haute, Indiana. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Owned by the Holman George family, who went on to form the IndyCar thing, and which I became the marketing director for. And I go to the show, and usually the roadies are standoffish. They've got work to do, and they're dog-tired. Not that day. Everybody, Gene, can I get you a glass of water? Is there anything you want? Yeah. Apparently she did what her master served.
What a good guy you are.
How many roadies do you think she went through? 10? 15?
I think, my guess, I wasn't there. I would imagine anybody that was in the room.
Beautiful.
That's amazing.
See, that's just a trooper. Just like, hey, man, can you take care of my friends?
Yeah, the Lord of Darkness.
No,
the God
it's a little darker than that.
Well, yeah, but still. But you could have said, give me a ride to the airport. She said, give me a wish. You could have said, I got to go to the airport in a couple hours. You shared it. You said, go take care of the guys.
Thanks, guys. I feel better now. Thanks.
Jim actually has a really fun story about a dream he used to have about Kiss as a kid.
It's not a fun story.
Is
it sexual? Or
no, not at all. No, I was 7. It wasn't even a dream. I didn't want to tell. It was embarrassing.
You don't?
They made me tell Paul one time. It was
fluids?
I thought you wanted to tell it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, my mistake. I wouldn't have brought it up.
When I was a kid, this is true. When I was 7 years old, I were 8 years old. I had a really weird Kiss daydream. It was so bizarre that Kiss would show up to my house in full makeup and costumes, and that you guys would beat me up and hurt me and throw me down the steps, and then hug me and love me and make me feel better.
Hump you?
No, hug. No. There was no sexual. I didn't have sexual thoughts. It was just, and then the band would gather around and make me feel better and give me hugs.
Well, Gene will do it for like $30,000 now.
If that was part of the Gene Simmons home experience, I want you to kick the shit out of me, throw me down the stairs, and then hug me and kiss me on the forehead.
How much to kick me around the Ritz for a half hour?
Well, I had similar dreams with the Beatles, literally, and Jackson Heights. No hitting. I'm much bigger than they are. But I thought I was one of the Beatles. I had the shag, the haircut.
Yeah.
Somehow I didn't think there was a size difference, because I tower among them. They're 5'8", 5'7", something. And this was around 65, and I became an enormous Beatle fan. And 37th Avenue in Jackson Heights and stuff, we're running down, because just like Hard Day's Night, the girls are after us and stuff, and we run into a record company, And I remember it like it was yesterday, and then run up the stairs to the elevated train station. And because the girls didn't have tokens to get in, we were safe. I have no idea what the dream meant. But I was... Somehow now there was 5 Beatles.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Well, there was Sutcliffe.
I think Jim's is a little weirder.
Mine was weird because I was awake when I did it. But it was.
Plus, you wanted Kiss to beat him up and then hug him and stuff.
That can be arranged.
two quick questions. Both are just kind of fanboy questions. One is, I told you I almost went to the Rock. I almost canceled a big money gig to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction to get a photo with the original 4 members, but I didn't know if I'd get back, and I just couldn't do it. Will there ever be another opportunity to get all 4 of you in the room, playing or not? Doing something else.
You mean to be in the room together? Sure.
To get a photo with the 4. You, Peter, Gene, you, Peter, Paul, and Ace.
Yeah, and Mary. Peter, Paul, and Ace. See what I did there?
Yes, it was good.
Yeah, sure. Why not? In fact, Ace is going to jump up on stage. I'm doing on September 20th, hurricane relief for the poor people in Houston. It's going to be in Minneapolis, St. Paul. People can go to thechildrenmatter.ngo. It's a charity I created, along with Matter, which is a Midwestern charity, and so all the proceeds are going to hurricane relief. It's going to be the Gene Simmons Band and Don Felder, Cheap Trick, Jayhawks, and Ace called and said, "Can I please join up there?" And so, yeah.
So you guys are going to jam some songs.
Oh yeah,
and you just wrote 2 songs with Ace for his.
I did. He called
album.
me up and wanted some help on his new record. Couldn't come up. I don't know, with whatever he was looking for. I was happy to, so I ran out to the desert where he lived, and we came up with 2 really good songs.
How long does it take you to get back into the sync of collaborating with someone that you haven't collaborated with in so long? Like, do you just kind of fall back into it?
Well, what you have to do, I think, yes, the answer is yes, by just being yourself and doing what you like. You just start going and see if something kicks off with somebody. I don't want to say it's like riding a bike, but whatever that thing was, I mean, I can write a song. If you have a guitar here, I'll write a song in 2 minutes. It may not be a good song,
right?
But the idea of listen, everybody is musical. Everybody goes in the shower, even if it's not in tune, and goes, and you start making up your own melodies. Everybody's musical. Human beings are. You all write melodies and songs, and you all do rhymes and stuff. You know, the rappers, just free-flowing. They're creating lyrics. There's no music involved in it, but that's another story. But everybody hums in the shower.
Sure. Are you a rap guy? You like rap music?
It does not speak to me culturally. I don't want to pretend that I understand it because I didn't grow up in the ghetto. However, you have to respect it as a form of art. I mean, I can go to opera and just really admire the entire thing of it, although I don't go into the car and put on.
But does it reach you? Like jazz doesn't reach me.
No, jazz doesn't do anything for me.
It just doesn't.
I'm going to see La La Land.
Crazy music.
What's that?
Crazy music.
Oh. Yeah.
You're insane. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to write a melody. Yesterday. That guy's insane.
Right.
And also, this is probably not the and I'll pay for this. I'm not asking for anything for free. Where can I get mint condition copies of the 4 original Chopper posters? That's what I want. I went on Twitter. I've been on eBay. I have shitty copies of them. I want 4 mint condition copies.
You throw them in one of these vaults?
I'll pay for them.
There are, and in Israel it's Eigevalt. There are fan sites. One is called Everything Kiss and some other stuff where the fans just trade with themselves. And we have 5,000 licensed products, literally. Everything from, and you know what's coming, everything from Kiss condoms to Kiss caskets will get you coming and we'll get you going.
That's pretty funny. But go to one of the Kiss fan sites.
You can go to any one of the Kiss fan sites and just ask them, here's what I'm looking for, because they're fans, coming from the word fanatic. They'll tell you, go here, go here. And before I leave, I should mention that the largest box set of all time, only a few thousand are going to be made. They'll all be gone this month. My assumption is January 1st is when I start flying around the world and delivering them, because every single one is going to be hand-delivered by me to the fans that buy them.
And we get to keep this one?
Even the $2,000
no.
one.
But you could actually buy that for Christmas for somebody. If you buy that for your husband, or your brother is a great Kiss fan, and you buy that, or you get in with a few people,
I show up,
and Gene shows up. That's pretty amazing.
Gene, what
Simmons
happens?
statue.
What happens if there's 25 guys, big fans, they're all drunk, and you show up at their house and they're obnoxious? Because I've seen you around drunk people. You're not too happy. What do you do there? You have to spend 2 hours with them.
Can I get back to you on that?
And they're very obnoxious.
I am not happy because everybody's got an excuse. Oh, I'm sorry I threw up on your shoes. I was drunk. I'm sorry I threw you off the building. I was straight. I'm not a fan of anybody. By the way, you're allowed to drink and all that stuff, but whatever behavior that happens while you're drunk, you're responsible.
You don't like
for.
the loss of control.
Personal responsibility.
No, you can lose control, but whatever you do, whether you're in control or not, that's your responsibility, and there should be repercussions. You kill somebody while you're drunk, if I'm in charge, death.